Alright guys, the News OKEK here. It's been a long time already, maybe like 6 or 7 months. I post a lot on my shorts and on my Snapchat, so if you want constant content from me, add me on Snapchat and watch the shorts that also get uploaded, which pretty much come straight from Snapchat. So if you want to see it as soon as it happens, add my Snapchat. I don't care if like there's 1,000 people on my Snapchat. It doesn't bother me at all. And also, if you have questions, you can ask me them directly there on Snapchat. So it works out pretty great. Now you'll notice I'm in a different spot right here. I moved from Florida back to Illinois. So I moved away from Florida because I couldn't afford to live there anymore. There's a housing crisis that's been going on, and even while I was there, I didn't have a good living situation. So I was just trying to, make it work. And eventually we got to the point where we're like, it's not gonna work. And the kid, I have 2 kids, so they have to go to school, and there's all kinds of things. And I still didn't have a lot of the documents I needed to be fully moved into Florida. They make it really difficult, and well, it just didn't work out. So we're back in Illinois. Also, just sold by my EG hatch. I did do a whole bunch of work to my EG. I had it on 17 pounds tuned, and there's a short video of that on there. So the EG has been sold. I drove it all the way from Southwest Florida to Illinois, and the first person that came to drive the car bought the car for asking price. So no complaints for that. Car runs beautifully. The only problem it ever had was the 3rd gear. I did a whole bunch of work and tuning on it to make it as good as it possibly could be with what I had. And he says it's a better daily driver than his Acura TL. Better gas mileage, better driving experience, everything's better. The guy that bought the car is in love with the car. Of course, it's super clean on the bottom, no rust. So people in Illinois, he's gonna enjoy that. So you might be able to see behind me that I bought a CRV right here. So that is mine, and that is a 99 all-wheel drive 5-speed CRV. I just bought it, and it's just in immaculate condition. The truck came from out of state, and I actually bought it here from a small car dealer that they buy the cars from out of state, and then they sell them up here. So pretty good business model. I think it's going to work out well. Now Javier's K24 Midori hatch. I realize that there is not a video of the car fully done, tuned, and everything. They were on me pretty hard to get them the car as soon as humanly possible. So I didn't have a lot of time to record after I was done, because you have to go through all the processes after a full car build like that. Basically got brought down to the bare chassis and did a full build on it, wiring, tuning, engine, transmission. Every bolt was changed with the Downstar bolts. So that whole car, I just didn't have the time when it was all back put together and I was finishing it and tuning it. There's no way that I was going to be able to record unless someone was going to help me record. And I was going to get the car to them on time. So I didn't finish recording, and the plan was that he was going to bring the car back to do like an exhaust manifold gasket and what was the other thing? The clutch slave cylinder was just like rattling, so it would make like a ticking noise with the clutch slave cylinder, the little pin. It would vibrate on there. So we were going to change that out with an OEM one. And I don't know, I think that they were just enjoying driving the car how it was, and they just didn't want to spend any more money. So they never brought the car back. So I could not do a video on the car. But they are very happy with it, and they drive it all the time, and the car has 0 problems. Car's still, I checked on the tune remotely, car's still tuned up really well. As far as I know, they drive the car everywhere. They do everything with it. It's just like a normal car to them. And the K24 Midori is doing great. I can tell you that when I did finish the car and I tuned it and I was driving it, That had to be one of the nicest Hondas I've ever driven. Hands down, probably one of the best builds I've done as far as a ground up build where I did everything. So it was just good. I don't know, you guys might have noticed that. No, you didn't, because I haven't made a video. But pretty much right after the Midori video, Freddie left the shop. So the last couple months where I was working on the rest of the cars, I was alone. So that was also another reason why I didn't record, because you know, it was supposed to be a team thing, and the partnership just didn't end up working out. So Freddie decided to go back to his normal job, and that's what his family wanted him to do, and they were pushing him hard to do that. So he just went back to his normal job and went to go work back out of his house instead of having a shop and paying rent and all that stuff. It just worked out better for him to go back to his house. So for a few months I was by myself, and I was finishing the cars that we had left, most notably the black Honda CRV. Now, after I moved out of that shop, I rented from the same person, but I got a different building, half the size, because I was paying half the rent at the other shop with Freddie. So it made sense if I got a shop half the size, and I paid the same money basically to the same guy. So that worked out for me, and I just went there. And then after digging into the CRV, we found plenty more problems. The valve spring was literally broken in the head, and it was carving up the inside of the head, and the head was actually cracked as well. Looked like maybe it was lifting the head before when it was running, and it had a crack on where the head studs were. So he basically did a whole engine swap. He went on Facebook Marketplace, and he bought an engine locally that was fully built motor. You guys know how it is. But I did take it apart, and I did verify that the engine was built. So he did buy this built engine for a couple grand, and I did a whole engine swap on the CRV, as well as doing all the wiring, taking the dash out, some suspension work, axles. I did basically a full build on that one, which took me about another month after I was finished with the Midori. So I was pretty busy, and there was complications with the truck where some things were not working correctly, because the CRV was an automatic converted, and then we had a whole new harness, a new engine. I basically did a whole swap on the truck, and then the whole inside wiring was brought back to OEM spec. So there was some figuring out to do with redoing the automatic conversion and everything. And then there was also a problem with the starter, where it was hanging up the engine, and it was literally frozen. So Jesus opted out for me not to do anything more to the CRV. I actually didn't get it running in the shop, but he took the CRV and he did his own diagnostics and figured out that it was the starter that was hung up. Because I literally texted him at this point when I had everything together, and the truck was, I could not even turn the crank. I couldn't turn it at all. It was super stuck. So starter went on fine and everything. It was one of the last things I would have suspected would have been the starter. Looking back at that, I probably should have checked it without even asking him. But the truck was definitely delivered late. He was late almost a month because of all this drama that was going on with Freddie, moving shops, and then finishing the Midori, and then at one point there was 14 Hondas at the shop. So the CRV, it was kind of a fiasco, but at the end of it, the truck did end up running, and everything was fine with the truck. We did tune it on 15 pounds, and when I left, that truck was running and driving, and he was driving it around, and he's having a good time. And as far as I know, the truck is available for sale for about $7,500. So if anybody wants to pick the truck up, the truck is tuned, and all the wiring is done. Everything's put back to OEM, and it has a great swap on it. It's a really strong runner. I think you could put it on 25 pounds easily, and it's just only tuned out 15. So that's what happened with those two vehicles. Those are probably the ones you're most interested in, besides my hatch, my EG hatch, which is gone now. So we don't own a K swap vehicle at all anymore. So that brings me to my next thing, where I think I'm gonna change the name of the channel, because my channel name is Denuzo KEK, but I don't plan on owning another K Series EK, and I don't have it anymore, so we gotta come up with another name. I'm super in love with my RD1. I think this is one of the greatest vehicles I've ever purchased. It's immaculate, and you'll see a walk around of that in a minute here. So, back here in Illinois, though, where I'm at, and I'll show you my garage. I'll do a walk around. I'll show you this Silvia I got here right now, and all this stuff that's around you. I got some work laid out. So when I came back, it was a great response to me coming back from the community here. Everybody missed me. They needed me. And as soon as I came back, I had a list, maybe 14, 15 cars ready to come in right now. And a big hurdle to getting started. All these people, they need this stuff right now too. Because, I've been gone. And I don't think people realized after I left that I wasn't going to be around. I know that sounds weird, but I don't think a lot of people realized that they needed me around. So now that I'm back, people are really excited, and I've got a huge list of really cool projects that everybody needs help with. And I'm down to help, me. Alright, so I think I'm going to show you guys the Silvia first. So this is my boy Gustavo's car. This is a show car. It's not a drift car or nothing. We're doing the Haltech treatment on it. Right hand drive, real Silvia. Has a BMW transmission on it. This car was, as far as I know, is put together by Toge Factory. I think Gustavo put the engine in by himself. But other than that, oh yeah, I didn't even mention his K-swap. But of course it's here, so what else would it be, right? But yeah, super nice car. We're doing the Haltech on it. Gonna tune the car, I'm sure. You'll see over here in this corner, I got a whole EG laid out on the table here I'm doing wiring for. So we got all that going. AM Infinity for this car. And this is what I'm going to be working on right now, is doing the AM Infinity car. And you'll see the car, it's an EG SI drag car by a really good friend of mine. So you'll see that hopefully tomorrow. And then this is my RD1. I didn't even clean it up or anything, but you can see I got SI wheels in the back because I got them from the junkyard for my wife's car. But you'll see this truck is just absolutely beautiful. I've already replaced like a bunch of little things just to make it as nice as it can be. Got Apple CarPlay in here. It's the 5-speed all-wheel drive. My kid's car seat's in there. But yeah, super good truck. The underneath is just as good as my EG was. Let's see. Look at the frame rail, it's just like brand new still. truck is really nice. This truck's super nice, and I'm very excited to get working on it. Alright, but now that I have a new intro video for you guys and you guys know what I'm up to, I won't be afraid to pick up the camera anymore, you know. It's been a crazy last couple of months trying to get just life figured out, sorted together and everything. But now here we are, check this out. Huge garage, good house. I'm good again. We're gonna get this done. Alright guys, for now it's still Danuzo KEK. Peace out. I'm gonna set up a time lapse and subscribe and like and get ready for the next video of this K24 drag car and the right hand drive Silvia.